Welcome back to the show. It is always a joy to have Sarah Aynesworth here. She's my regular. I love having Sarah here because we talk about etiquette. We talk about good manners and what all that means. The last time you were here, along with Theo Boyd, we had a tea party.
Indeed. Theo Boyd, that was so fun.
That was so much fun. And you know, I have stressed ever since then. I have to apologize to you because
Why?
I'm not sure when I told you, I said, you always hold the teacup
By itself?
by itself, because I had read the saucer never leaves the table.
Uh-huh.
And then I watch all these old British shows and they're holding their teacup. I thought I maybe was totally wrong in that.
Well, it doesn't matter. Remember, Ann, it's not the black and white rule. It's how did you make that person feel?
I know.
That
And
is
you
the
made me feel
takeaway
good
of
because
any situation.
you were probably sitting there going, this is not right.
But I will say, you never correct someone.
And that was beautiful.
And
I'm correcting
my favorite,
myself, I think, because I need to go back and see if I can
Well, I
find
think
where
there
I
might be
read that
different
originally,
ways to do things. But my favorite story of never correcting someone is Queen Elizabeth had a dinner party. Have I told you this story?
I don't think so.
And her guest of honor was some dignitary from China. And so after the meal was over, they served the finger bowls, and the finger bowls were brought, and the man from China, took the finger bowl and drank it.
Did not know you're supposed to wash.
Yes, did
your
not know
fingers.
you were supposed to dip your fingers and actually put the finger bowl over to the left, eat your dessert, bring the finger bowl back, dip your fingers, use your napkin. He did not know that rule, which is fine. So Queen Elizabeth, after she saw him, she looked to her right where he was seated, and she observed him drinking from his finger bowl, and she looked down the table, and she took her finger bowl, and she proceeded to drink her finger bowl water, and she put it back down, all to make him feel comfortable. And so did everybody at the table. They all followed suit. Of course they did.
If the queen does it, everyone's doing it.
So I think that's such a good example of the essence of manners is just making people feel validated and comfortable in your presence and seen.
So when do you correct that or explain? Here in England, we put our fingers in that water. Does that ever happen, or is it fair to him that he never
I guess that he should have asked, or really if you are anywhere where you don't know what to do, let's say you've never eaten an artichoke before and an artichoke is set in front of you.
I've never eaten one on the hoof. That's for sure.
Yeah. And instead of making a mistake, always wait and watch the host. So always, if you aren't sure about something, always wait and watch the host. When the host puts their napkin in their lap, you put your napkin in your lap. And you were the host of this show, Anne. So I followed suit of how you wanted to hold the teacups, which was fine.
See,
but I don't think it's right or wrong. It's just
probably
a way.
not. Probably
I mean,
not, because we also had other little plates we were dealing with.
It was
and
fine. Yes.
sometimes good manners just are. What is the most serviceable? What is the most practical and convenient?
Right, because every rule was created for practicality.
Okay.
It's not that some protocol police just made it up.
I've really felt bad since we were together.
Oh my gosh, Anne, let that go. Please let that go.
Okay. Well, the reason I called you here today,
yes, pray tell,
is to talk about gift giving, because as we are in September, and that means Christmas.
Yes.
But honestly, the fall season comes, and our thoughts too start turning to
the holidays,
December the 25th, and what all goes with that. Of course, gift giving is something that we deal with all year long. And first of all, you mentioned dinner party and so forth. Let's start with hostess gifts.
Hostess gifts. So I always kind of figure out sometime in the fall. I just buy quite a few of one thing, and that's my signature hostess gift for that year. and maybe, it's a really nice thing of hand lotion, or, maybe it's a little vase, or most people, I feel like this day and age, we are sort of inundated with candles.
Yeah, and I love candles.
I do too. I love candles. And actually,
candles,
I love to receive candles, but I have heard friends of mine say, oh, I do not need another candle. I have an entire closet full of candles.
And some people don't want to burn them because of the soot, so forth,
Right.
and air conditioning systems. And there's some that just don't do that.
Right.
So I guess that sort of begs the question. You sort of need to know or have an idea about your audience and who you're bringing that gift to.
Right. I mean, you would not bring a nice bottle of wine if they don't drink,
Right.
obviously.
Right.
But I think usually I just do one item and I just buy a lot of them, and then I just have them.
And you have them in a gift closet, and I have a gift closet too.
Yeah. And then I just kind of keep them. And that way also I start buying presents in September just to kind of spread out the cost of it too.
Oh, yeah.
I start thinking about it. So
Start thinking about, and there are hostess gifts, which that's kind of a particular genre. When you think about something for their home, generally, it's not usually a hostess gift, isn't it? So,
yes, and I think
as
like a
opposed
nice box of
to a personal
chocolates.
thing, like you give a girlfriend like hand lotion.
Right. For a hostess gift of like a large party or something, I would do something very generic. Mm-hmm. And you can do something the next day, like send flowers the next day if it was something really special.
Yeah, that's a lovely idea.
Or if you've gone to someone's home. Oh, for example, one of my sons, he had spent the weekend and the other family had let him bring his dog, which was very generous.
It was very nice of them
and I
to
said,
do
well,
that.
John, what are you sending as a thank you gift for letting them, for letting you take your dog to their home? And he said, oh, I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, what are your ideas?
So we ordered Chewy pet. We ordered treats and, or I had him order treats and toys, and we sent them to their dogs.
Oh, okay.
And it was a thank you. Yes, a thank you from Buck.
No, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So I think, and I've done that before in the past because someone loves something for their dog.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect. That's really sweet. Well, you are the queen of gift giving. I mean, I remember everything that you've ever, no, really. Like at Christmas one time, and you got me hooked on these, the jar of the little bitty cookies.
Oh, the cookies. I do. That is my neighbor gift.
Gosh.
Yes, and I order those.
Those are so good.
Yes, I order those.
And it's a beautiful little thing. It's already, you don't even need to wrap it or anything.
They
honestly.
Sell those locally. At Lanes. So, but those are really good cookies. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That is always my neighbor gift.
Really good.
But, it can be the whole gift giving situation can be overwhelming too.
Yeah.
If you wait until December 1st and think, oh, I need to.
Going down your list and
going down your list.
And, trying to figure out what, and that is a good idea, and I tend to do that if we're traveling or something, and I'm a big one for tea towels. I mean, I love a good tea towel. Tea towels.
And I love to receive a tea towel too.
Do you? Well, that's good.
Yeah. I'd love to receive a tea towel.
I heard, in fact, a guest who was on the show, she was talking about how her grandmother, I think it was, warned her, she said, one thing you never do if you're going to someone's home for like a dinner party, never take a food item. Unless you've been asked to bring that.
Right. Or unless it's something like scones for the next morning or something.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's an idea.
But or cinnamon rolls for the next morning or something.
A casserole or something to a dinner party and then the hostess is thinking, oh, I got to serve this, and it may not.
Same with uncut flowers, to bring just a bunch of flowers, and the hostess has got to suddenly put them in a vase. And you want to, whatever you bring does not need to be one iota of work.
Okay.
For that hostess.
That's a good point too. Yeah.
So, I think of, like the Splendid Oaks chocolates are so good. Mm-hmm. And that's unique. And it's something you wouldn't buy for yourself. I always think that's a good,
and it's a local thing.
Yeah, it's a local thing. Mm-hmm.
Ticks off a lot of boxes.
Yeah, it does. It does. So, in fact, I've taken those chocolates when I've traveled to places and taken them, because it's just a little, literally a taste of Waco.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That you're bringing to somebody. So
okay, so that's good. When we've kind of touched on the girlfriend gifts, which is kind of a different.
Girlfriend gifts, I think, are much more personable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, something very personable, and you're, it doesn't have to be obviously as generic, because you're saying I see you,
and you know that person, and you maybe. And that's one of the tips that I came across. I was doing a little research, and it was be sure of the true purpose of the gift, too.
Right.
Because some gifts may say, I'm sorry, I messed up.
I apologize. Right.
Do your homework about the receiver.
Yes. And I think also our culture puts maybe too much value on the monetary aspect of the gift, whereas really it could be a tiny thing. If you're, my mother-in-law always says that one of the best gifts I ever brought her was when I was in New Orleans, and I brought some moss. I put some moss, New Orleans, she's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
And so I put some moss in a baggie that I had found on a tree, and put it in a baggie, and I brought her that moss. Well, it cost me nothing, but she
spoke volumes
to her because it said, I see you. I value you.
I thought of you
I thought of you when I'm in this park looking at this beautiful moss just hanging from this tree.
It's not there anymore.
Yes, I know. Maybe I shouldn't have taken it. But
no.
It was
the tree is happy. The tree is happy you took it.
Yeah.
So
anyway, but I think sometimes, or like my dad loves newspapers. And wherever I am, I always bring him, although they are becoming more few and far between, I always bring him the local newspaper.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Like I'm teaching tomorrow, I'm flying out to D.C., and I will bring him back the Washington Post paper.
He'll like it.
And it cost me $2 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I think so many times it doesn't have to be some grand item. It's just the thought that is behind the item.
Yeah. One thing they said, be sensitive to personal and cultural differences.
Yes, and that is what, there's a good story of that, Anne. So the Kennedy administration went over to India, and their gift from the United States were leather frames.
Uh-oh.
And
made from a cow.
A protocol officer
oh, no.
caught wind of it and said, we cannot give, the sacred cow of India we cannot give a leather gift to the administration of India. So they Tiffany's overnighted silver frames for the Kennedys to give instead.
Good catch.
Right. Good catch. Yes, exactly. So, I think that you do need to be aware of cultural, I think it was Bush 41, he was going to give, this may be wrong, but he was going to give some cowboy boots, I think, to someone in the Middle East. But the foot is seen as, the lowest part of you. And so they had to switch that gift. Mm-hmm. But you really have to think culturally. And some people, does someone have a big allergy that they can't have a candle, or they can't have something that's smelly,
Yeah. Again,
fragrance.
Know the receiver, their personal likes and dislikes. Know when corporate logos are appropriate.
Right. Make sure that you're not, just exposing yourself, or it's not it's not becoming something where you are using this as your to your advantage.
Well, I have to praise Carol Ellis, who is the incoming president of the board of Council for Life. It's a board that I'm on. Had a luncheon at her home, and she had little gifts for each one of us on the board.
That sounds just like her.
I know, and everyone had a little note, a handwritten note on it, and it had corporate logo on a note cards, which was, a notepad, which was wonderful, and a beautiful tea towel and some cards and stuff. So it was perfect. It was,
and that's an appropriate use of a logo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But you wouldn't bring as, a host gift, your company's logo as a cup or something and say, "Oh, here's my
here, have a
yeah,
pen.
exactly. Here's my pen. Here's my koozie."
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Use simple and elegant wrapping. It was, a beautiful little brown paper bag, but cute little ribbon, and it was the colors all coordinated. Everything was beautiful. Simple and elegant, and present your gift with style. And this says it's always beautifully wrapped and in person. And this says when you do present your gift held with both your hands, as though you're holding it on a silver platter. This is a ritual adopted from Asian culture to show the utmost respect and care. Mm-hmm. I thought that was interesting.
That's sweet. Yes, to hand it to them.
Very sweet. Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
And give some wonderful sponsors some time. And we'll be back in just a bit. Stay with us.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. It's a charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply, and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on their screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. With our feature called Popple Direct, you can pop one of your links directly. I turned Direct on for Instagram. Now when I pop someone's phone, it opens directly to my Instagram. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
The 4-burner, side sear burner with Clearview glass stainless steel grill from Monument Grills. Made of tempered glass, which is strong, insulated, and allows you to check your grilling without lifting the lid. Our porcelain-coated cast iron cooking grids offer a large cooking surface of 513.3 square inches, primary cooking area, with even heat cooking. The Monument Grills include LED control knobs and are easy to light with pilotless electronic ignition. Better grilling, better value, Monument Grills.
This is the Sonos Arc Ultra, and this is what you need to know about. It represents one of the easiest ways to get into high-quality home cinema without loads of cables and faffing around. And that's because the Arc Ultra provides full Dolby Atmos without any rear speakers thanks to its sound motion technology. And Sonos is actually calling sound motion one of the most significant breakthroughs in audio engineering in nearly 100 years. It's an amazing setup, it sounds absolutely fantastic, I love the absence of fat. If you're a Sonos person, there's a reason you're watching this video.
And we're back again with the wonderful Sarah Aynesworth of Sarah Aynesworth Etiquette. Good quote here from anthropologist Terry Y. Levine, who said, "The practice of giving and receiving gifts is so universal, it's part of what it means to be human. In virtually every culture, gifts and the events at which they are exchanged are a crucial part of the essential process of creating and maintaining social relationships."
Yes, that's beautifully said. And really, I mean, we are communal. We want to live in community. And when you think about the communion of one another is give and take. And that's what you're doing, is you are honoring that other person. So to me, gifts are just a symbol of beautiful manners.
Well, and it always, to me, makes the giver feel the best. I mean, because you're giving something of yourself, something that you thought about, spent money on,
right?
Spent time wrapping, all the things. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about what it means to receive a gift. How to receive.
And I think sometimes, Anne, we have a hard time graciously receiving.
Yeah.
Gifts. But I think there is an art, just like there is an art to giving, there is also an art to receiving. And I think the enthusiasm with which you receive something, and immediately, let's say you receive something in the mail from someone. Mm-hmm. For example, all the Chewy treats and dog toys. Well, the minute that family received that, actually, they texted me and said, I believe you might have had something to do with this.
Figured that out.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And sent pictures of the dogs with all these toys.
And that's what's so great about the technology now.
Yeah, so let's use technology to our advantage. Send a picture, send a photo.
It's like, I got this wonderful thing for you.
And here it is.
And immediately acknowledge it. Now, does that let you off the hook for a written note?
I think it depends on the context and the person. There's always nothing better than a written note. Yeah. There's nothing, more personable and more lasting than a handwritten note. Right. And I have people tell me all the time, Sarah, I still have a note that you wrote me.
Oh, I keep them.
Yes.
I keep thanking you.
Yeah. So I think that notes will never go out of style as long as we can still deliver them through, as long as a mail carrier service. Yeah. Yes, we'll still deliver them for us. But I think there's nothing, kinder than a note. But I also think if you tell someone, listen, do not write me a note. I know you are grateful. You've told me in person, thank you. And I'm serious. Do not write me a note. One time I had a friend say, we're too good of friends, Sarah, for you to have to write me a note.
They felt like that made it a little more formal relationship.
Yeah. The thank you note was a little more formal. Whereas if you had, if it was an informal relationship, you could just say, thank you so much and hug their neck.
Well, right. There's two ways to look at it.
I will say, I think that there's a lack of thank you notes with brides these days.
Okay, because I do want to talk about that because I'm really concerned. In fact, this bride is going to be a guest on my show coming up. And it was a lovely wedding, wonderful wedding. A month or two before, I thought I had sent, but I'm not so sure that it went. I have no way to go back and find out because they have all these apps and all this kind of stuff. I'm not sure
if they received it.
And then I feel horrible because we enjoyed this lovely wedding, and I may not have given her anything. I just don't know.
Here's what I've started doing to keep up with this because, I have 4 sons. They're all in their 20s. All their friends are getting married and I'm receiving I'm in the wedding season.
You're in the wedding season. Yeah.
And so I have started writing down on the envelope of the invitation what I sent and what day I sent and where I sent it from.
Well, yeah.
But you're right. You don't know. And I did have a situation and, honestly, I didn't care about the thank you note. I wanted to make sure they had received it.
That's the thing.
And so I called
that I did it.
my friend who was the mother of the groom, and I said, do you, I sent this, but I don't know if it was received. And I'm not asking for a thank you note. I just want to make sure that they received it. Well, they had. Okay. They had just not
good.
sent
a
note.
And that's fine. So.
Right. It's fine. I don't need, I don't need a thank you note, but it is, especially when something is mailed, it is an acknowledgement that it was received, which is so important. If someone puts something on your porch, acknowledge it,
Maybe there's some way, it would be nice if there would be some way, of course that probably isn't, but when you order through, say, a website of a department store or whatever, that they could let you know that it was delivered or, that would.
I know, because all these big websites or Amazon, you never know if that, and it's to their address.
Right. It's not something that I carried. Because it's easy. It's nice to do that. Just picked up what she wanted and sent it, but maybe
write it down.
Maybe I didn't complete the transaction. That's what I'm concerned that maybe I dropped the ball.
Can you go back and look it up electronically?
No, I couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't find it?
No.
Oh, I think I would call the I think I would call and just say,
Oh,
I'm not sure this sent.
I'll ask her for sure.
But if you do it, I always say it's never what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
So if you say it in a very self-deprecating, I am not sure if I
exactly
complete the purchase on this.
I'm really afraid that's what happened.
My brain I'm like a dog that hears the word squirrel, squirrel.
That's right.
And I might not have completed the purchase. So
yeah.
Please let me know. I'm not asking this in the vein of needing a thank you note, but I do
when
need
there's
to know.
a situation like that, a wedding, or a baby shower, particularly baby shower, a mother who's about to have a kid and all this kind of, and they maybe have other little kids, and then they got thank you notes to write. I mean, it can be overwhelming.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I do think we should take advantage of some technology, and just to do a quick text. You could follow up later with a thank you note, but just a quick, we received our wedding gift. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Note to follow later, or even if the note doesn't follow, at least they received it.
Right.
Because that is the big.
That's a good point.
Unknown for both. Well, really for the giver. Mm-hmm. Did the receiver receive it?
Right. Yeah, for sure. And this says, show your appreciation when receiving a gift in person, and always have a smile on your face, and then let the giver know as soon as possible when that gift has arrived. Mm-hmm. For sure. Mm-hmm. This says, be sensitive to opening a gift in front of others. There are different cultural ways to do that. Americans tend to want to go ahead and open the gift. It's a party, go ahead and open the gift in front of an audience. But in other cultures, it's a private thing, and they take it and set it aside, and they open it later.
And I feel like that's becoming a little bit. I feel like some of these baby showers or wedding showers, it used to be that the bride would sit there and everyone would circle around her, and she would open them, or the mother-to-be, and she would open all these presents in front of everybody. Mm-hmm. But now many times...
And then we pass them around.
Yeah, and then you pass them around, especially the baby things.
I know.
But anyway, now I feel like there's a trend towards either the gifts not being wrapped and being
they're just out there.
They're just out there on a table or something. Or... they open them later and just enjoy the party and talk to people.
Right. Then, because it can take a long time to do that. But it's if
fun.
You brought something, you want to see them react.
I know.
And open.
Yes, I think if you are
it's just
a
part
guest,
of the giving. Yeah.
Yes, I think if you're a guest, especially for a baby shower, you want to see all those little clothes opened up and brought out.
I know. Know the bottom line. Always handwrite a thank you note for every gift you receive, no matter what.
Yes.
This says, regardless of whether you like the gift or not, whether you plan to exchange the gift or give it away. Simply said, sending a thank you note is the right thing to do.
It is the right thing to do. Absolutely. It is the right thing to do.
But
if you never get around to it, though, it's okay, or you could write it later, or, just...
Right.
As long as the gift giver feels appreciated.
Right. For sure. So, and in giving, this is back on the giving part, sometimes it's good to go ahead and leave a receipt in case it's not the right size. Because the whole idea is that they use whatever this item is and that they like it.
Right. I would definitely leave.
So there's that. So what about regifting?
Well,
and I have a funny story about that.
I know, I do too. I have a friend, this is years ago, when she got married and she received a wedding gift. And on the outside was the tag from the person who had given her the gift. But on the inside was the tag of the person who had given her gift giver the original gift. So they had obviously recycled the gift. So if for some reason, I don't know why you might be regifting, maybe it's budget, maybe you just don't want this, maybe there's always Salvation Army to give something to.
Yeah, really.
But you have to be really, really careful
Oh, yeah.
in regifting.
Yeah. Well, and then we can take it one step further. White elephant parties.
Oh, yes, that's a good place for
Yeah, except
regifting.
when
Unless the gift giver is there.
except when the gift you gave someone ends up in the white elephant.
Yeah, and you're like, oh.
Happened to me.
I know.
Anyway, it was funny.
That
We
happened
laughed.
to me and my neighbor.
I say,
one time.
apparently she did not like this.
She did not like this. I know one time my neighbor and I, we were, this is 30 years ago, and we were having a little garage sale on a Saturday. We cleaned out our house. We had all these young kids, and we were trying to, probably control clutter or something. And her mother-in-law stopped by, and on the table was the birthday present her mother-in-law had given to her.
Oh.
And so her mother-in-law looked at me and she goes, I just gave this to her for her birthday, and she's already putting it
In the rummage sale.
her rummage sale. Anyway, so yes, be careful
Yeah.
that you don't
Yeah.
offend someone that way.
Well, there are a couple of minutes left we have to talk about in this website that I found, which was, so I give them good credit. It's called advancedetiquette.com.
Oh, I'll have to look her up.
Yeah, and the
She's out
lady
of
is
California.
Cindy Side out of California. And so she had included in her little information that I was some questions from folks. And this was this was one that popped up. And it said, I received a gift card from a neighbor. I want to send it back to them, not wanting to accept an apology long overdue. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Here's
Anyway.
what I would have to say to that.
What do you say?
Get over it. Three
Well,
words.
I mean,
I
so the neighbor is trying to say, I'm sorry.
Right.
Maybe it was
they're
a little
offering
late.
an olive branch, but I think, you're just stirring the pot of wanting to return it. Just
Oh, yeah. To keep
to keep
that grudge going,
that
whatever
grudge
it was.
going, and to keep that. Oh, it takes so much energy to maintain that animosity.
Yeah.
And so I think regardless of when or how it's done, I think a gift card saying I'm sorry sounds pretty sincere to me.
Yeah. And
I don't know. That has a lot more layers to it.
There's a lot more to this story, obviously, but if this person is like, I'm not gonna receive this apology, whatever. Well, donate the card, don't use it, whatever.
Right. Move on.
But yeah, just to be ugly about it. But anyway, the second one this is a little longer. I was given a small rocking chair from one of my sisters many years back, 15 years, so a long time ago. It was old. She pulled it from her leaky back room where it was just getting wet. Anyway, it needed recovering, of which I did. So she spent money on it. So I gave it away to one of my nieces. And my sister got upset with me because I gave it away to someone else. She never indicated to me she wanted it back, but regardless feels I shouldn't have given it away. And this sister, by the way, lives 500 miles away. So, and she brought up that I gave away an old stereo record player she gave me over 20 years ago, again, saying I had no right to give it away. I don't understand her thinking. I will never accept anything from her again. I just don't understand this. So I guess this begs the question, when you give someone something, you've given it to them.
You've given it to them, and you don't look back.
Unless you
it's not
say,
yours.
oh, sis, recover this and send it back to me 500 miles away.
Right. Or
But
if
she didn't say that.
Or you would say, now listen, don't just get rid of this. If you want to get rid of this, please let me know, because I would want it back if you aren't going to use
right.
it.
Then there's that. Right.
So if you have an attachment to that thing that you're giving away, it's only fair to tell the recipient, do not just get rid of this without asking me first.
Yeah.
So
many layers.
So
As
I think
we
both
say,
of those questions have a
both
lot
of
of
them,
layers, because it
there's
sounds like the sister maybe still had some issues from the original record player.
I think so. Possibly. Possibly so. Possibly so.
You're never mad about what it seems on the surface. You're mad about sometimes.
Yeah, there's other things. There's always other things. Kind of
right.
gunny sacking, I think they call it, when you go pulling out these old things. Well, it's always a delight to talk about these things because, they're ordinary, really kind of things that we face every day.
It's our living. It's our community.
That's what we do.
It's community.
We do this. But I personally want to do it right. I mean, I want to be received correctly, and
Well, and I think it gives people confidence.
Yeah.
To know that, to have thought through the most respectful way and deliberate way to live a purposeful life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And to live a meaningful life. Yeah. And I think gift giving is really a way to honor one another.
Yeah.
And it's what the spirit of Christmas is about.
Yeah.
So, as much as we can kind of roll our eyes and go, oh, this has gotten out of control. But if you just distill it down to the simplicity of the joy of giving and receiving, and it doesn't have to be over the top.
No. Yeah, well said. Well said. Well, Sarah, till next time, we'll come up with another wonderful topic to talk about etiquette. Folks can look you up again. How?
Yes, I have a website. It's Sarah, Sarah, and it's sarahaynesworth.com, and it's AYNESWORTH.com. So that's my website, and I never know what I'm going to do. Tomorrow I'm flying to D.C. Sunday I have a one-on-one young man that I'm working with. He's wanting to get into the Naval Academy or the Air Force Academy, and we're doing interview skills. And
great.
So I never know.
Yeah, give him a leg up on that process.
Right, exactly.
So you do lots of different kinds of coaching.
Different. Right, coaching, yeah. And really, I don't focus on the quote-unquote rules as much as I focus on just the communication and the expression of respect.
Right.
So.
Right. And after that interview, send them a note and thank them.
That's right.
Thank them for their time.
That's right.
Well, I thank you for your time. Notes in the mail.
You don't have to send me a note. We're too good of friends, Anne.
I know we're too good. I was right. I'd be offended. Oh, no. Thank you so much, Sarah. It's always a delight. Stay with us, though. Coming up, you're going to meet the new executive director of the Cove, which is addressing homeless young people here in the community. His name is Timothy Packer. You're going to love meeting him. And we'll have Act Locally News as well, so you stay with us.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Pill, pour, blend, and enjoy. All within the comfort of my own home.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Peel, blend, and enjoy. Fast and easy, and I'm out the door.
I've learned anything in the last year, it's that to show up as my best, I need to make intentional choices. And that goes back to the absolute basics. Number one, it's I have to move. And number two, to stay hydrated.
I have been using molecular hydrogen from Water and Wellness to support my health and well-being. It helps with energy, recovery, liver health, and more. The hydrogen has been a game-changing addition to my own wellness routine. The tablets dissolve into my water and deliver powerful minerals to help my body feel its best all day long.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
Deer Valley, where innovative comfort and stylish design meet. Bathroom solutions. Smart toilets. Kitchen solutions. Deer Valley. Stylish living, savvy savings.
And welcome back to the show. I am so happy to introduce you to Timothy Packer, who I have just met, and I can't believe we have not had an opportunity to meet before now. Yeah. But Tim is the executive director of the Cove, which I have been aware of this organization for a long time, and I understand you're coming up almost on a 10th anniversary before too long.
Yeah. Hi, Anne. It's good to be here. Yeah. Next year is our 10th anniversary, so we'll have completed 10 years of services, which feels just like a really significant milestone for us, but also for any nonprofit to reach 10 years is a significant milestone.
Well, I do remember and reported on when it was founded, when I was working in television at KXXV, and the need for it is really a little shocking. I think people don't realize how much homelessness there is amongst children.
Yeah,
young people.
Yeah, when I've been out recently talking about the Cove, I often ask the audience, like, how many children K through 12 do you think are homeless in Texas? And it's a significant underestimate. But in 23-24, Texas Education Authority recorded 121,000 K through 12 children in Texas experiencing homelessness.
So the Cove, explain what the Cove does, what kind of services you provide.
Yeah, so we work directly with high school age students, so 14 to 18, sometimes 19 years old. And our big kind of main focus is how do we help these young people who have had this traumatic experience of homelessness occur in their lives? Yeah. How do we help them have a successful transition into adulthood, particularly where those familial supports or their engagement with the school might not be where we want them to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think of stories from like coaches who notice a student is showering.
Yeah.
You know, they're on campus because they don't have a place to shower. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they may be the first ones to notice, oh, wait a minute, this child needs some intervention.
Yeah, absolutely. And often it's one of the first signs that a young person might be experiencing homelessness is that a change in hygiene or a change in behavior, a change in attendance, a change in the quality of the work or their engagement in school, and falling asleep during the day a lot.
They're not resting.
They're not resting at all. And so the Cove tries to meet some of those really basic needs. So one of the core services we have is a drop-in, and so laundry, shower, access to clothing, access to food, a hot meal in the evenings, when we run our after-school program, which is really focused on educational attainment. And one of the big things there is attendance recovery. So if youth participate in our program, they can get school attendance back with our partner districts. And then we do case management. So one-to-one, going out to the schools, meeting youth in the community, helping them access essential services like licenses or finding emergency shelter or getting enrolled in school, which is not always as straightforward as people might think. So
no, and I mean parents, they're filling out paperwork and all that kind of thing, and when kids kind of find themselves a little bit on their own,
yeah, and so about a third of the youth that we serve are youth where there's no parent or guardian physically present with them. And so they may be around, they may just be in another state, or the child's been left in the care of an aunt, a neighbor, and that person who should be helping that youth make those decisions about attending school or eating or clothing or transportation just isn't physically present there to do that.
Well, it was definitely a need, and your physical location, is that kept a secret? Or are you?
No, we're over on Waco Drive.
Okay.
We share a building with the Family Outreach Service of Methodist Children's Home, and we're just across Waco Drive from Meals on Wheels. And so it's not a secret. It's on our website.
Yeah, okay.
It's a drop-in for you, so they can just show up there if they need to during the week. And we have about just over 10,000 square feet of space to provide those services.
Yeah. So you told me you've been with them since 21.
Yep.
So what brought you to Waco? I mean, you
so
don't sound like you're from these parts.
Yeah, I'm definitely not from Waco. But my wife is from Waco.
There you go.
And so we met in Edinburgh in Scotland, where I just finished my my original degree. And we did a graduate internship program together, and that was back in 2005. 2003 into 2004. We got married in 2005, and then moved to Waco in 2021.
So you met in Edinburgh, but are you from Scotland?
Yeah, so I was born in Aberdeen, in the northeast. But I've lived in London and Yorkshire, so I was going to say, I don't really have a strong Scottish.
You don't. I was listening for that, and I wasn't hearing that. So.
It comes out sometimes, but. Usually I have a very kind of middle of the UK kind of not quite distinct.
Yeah, you really kind of do. So you got to go to Salado to the Highland Games. Are you planning to go to that?
It's not on the agenda yet, but probably what I really miss.
It's in November. It's a big deal. In fact, there's some athletes who compete in Scotland for the games that will be there. I mean, it's a big deal in Salado. Just telling you.
Yeah. Do the Cabotos and
they do all that
sort of stuff. But no, what I really miss is mountains and
the landscape is certainly different.
Yeah, but this summer in Waco with all of the rain, whilst problematic, has also kept it pretty green. So
it has been most unusual.
Yes.
We've had a much milder, cooler summer, so good on you.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, and especially good on you with the work you're doing with the Cove. And you've got a major fundraiser coming up, which we want to talk about, Saturday, September 27th.
Yep.
And so let's talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the event's called Pieces of Home, and that name comes from the mural that's in our building, which was painted by 3 of our Cove alumni back in 2020 with Julie Cervantes through Creative Waco's Art Apprenticeship Program. And that really, for the youth that painted that represents, it's a bird, which is the thriving student, a rock, which is the Cove, is this safe, secure place. And then the train of the trail coming from the bird is puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
And so we really think of that puzzle motif in a lot of different ways, but really recognizing that to do the work of the Cove at all of the levels of the organization, it takes different people with different skills and different resources to come together to really help and serve these young people. So that's where the Pieces of Home comes from, and it's going to be dinner served, plated. It's at the AC Hotel downtown, and Executive Chef Carlos has a great menu lined up for us. We've got wine donated from Maverick, who's a distributor, and then Southern Roots are providing some beer, and we've got a wonderful underwriter who's helping with the rest of the bar, and we have a live auction, some great items, week on St. Simon's Island in Georgia in an Airbnb, if that's your thing, and I've donated some single malt whiskey from Scotland, kind of. So, and then there's art and photography sessions, and all of these kind of things.
Fun things to bid on, yeah. So silent auction, you're saying?
Both
and you've got an audible too.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a wonderful event. I see that Debbie and Russell Trippett are kind of
great
presenters of that. Friends of mine we went to high school together.
Okay,
I've been knowing them a long time, and they've been such great givers back to the community. And I'm sure that's what you found in your time with the Cove, how much the community wants to come alongside with you in the work you're doing and how you're helping young people.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really coming from the UK, where it's a very different context. There's a lot more state involvement, and nonprofits exist and are an important piece of the landscape. But here in Waco, what I've really seen is that generosity of people. People want to help. They want to know how to help and want to be informed about what their help is doing. And so one of the things at the event that we're going to do is show a video that we're producing of just some of the stories of the young people and the difference that the Cove has made. So, the impact from their mouths and in their words. And, I think people will find that a really powerful moment, and hopefully will motivate increased generosity or ongoing generosity.
Amen. So, preach on, as you say. So I'm sure in your time there, you've seen some remarkable success stories, though.
Oh, absolutely. And I actually go back to one of the really fond memories I have is my very first week at the Cove. My predecessor, Kelly Atkinson, called me on the Tuesday evening and said, "Hey, can you help with moving a youth into their new apartment tomorrow morning?" It's like the other arrangements just hadn't quite worked out, but we're like, "Hey, we can meet this need." And so my first week helping a young person with quite the backstory to his situation, move into his first apartment of his own with a job and finishing off his schooling. It was just really positive. And then just jumping forward to this year, I was just, we had a principal from one of the local districts come and visit the Cove, and we were talking about one of the young people from his district who had just graduated, and what we recognized together that after this young person started attending the Cove, he didn't miss a day of school and graduated on time. And,
that's what you want to see.
And is now at TSTC.
Oh,
so, and then we've got one youth who's gone to the Navy, and another youth who's gone to TSCC and McLennan Community College, and youth getting jobs. And, this is why we're doing this work is to see our youth believe in themselves, but also have the support and the encouragement that they need in order to push through graduation and push through into applying for college or getting this vocational skills that they need to start a career.
Yeah, so important. And I know churches have kind of linked arms with you as well and helped decorate the room, just things that need to be done.
Yeah, we have a really just one example, multiple churches have been really faithful partners over the years. The one that immediately jumped to mind was a group of women from a church locally who come once a month and help clean our facility for us. And they have done since the Cove started.
And that would cost a lot of money for you to hire that out. Yeah.
So, and it's just that, or doing like Christmas gift drives or graduation gift drives or running a Valentine's night kind of event, or like Waco Balloon Company, for example, provides balloons and decorations each month for our birthday celebration for our youth.
Right.
So all of these things.
To not have family maybe to recognize your birthday. I mean, oh gosh, it's wonderful. You your heart just must be bursting with
it
what
really
you're
is
seeing and doing. And I'm just thrilled to get to meet you and to visit with you about this. Again, Pieces of Home, this fundraiser to support homeless youth. This is the Cove's in ending youth homelessness. Really is kind of your theme, but so how do folks get tickets? How do they get a table? How are sales going?
So sales are going well. We got a really good jump start on this year, and like the support of Debbie and Russell, Trippett and the AC Hotel and
And that's a great venue.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be wonderful.
Yeah.
And a nice size room.
Yeah, we're going to use the whole space
Good.
and have a stage and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But, so it's going well. Our target this year is to raise 100,000. We raised 72,000 last year. So we're just trying to stretch a little bit more. And we're definitely in the right direction. But there are tickets and there are some tables available still. And so if people are interested, they can go to our website, thecovewaco.org, or they can connect with us on social media if that's their thing. So Instagram and Facebook at thecovewaco.org. Just at thecovewaco for the socials. Or if you have questions, you can drop us an email, hello@thecovewaco.org, or call us 254-224-6095.
Well, it's awesome, and I appreciate, again, your time.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
And all that you're doing for homeless youth here in Central Texas. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
If you're interested in some of this gorgeous art behind us, this piece right here is from Debbie Miller out of Corsicana, and you can find her on Instagram at Debbie Rose Miller, or you can find her studio online at debbiemillerstudio.com. So all of these pieces are for sale, and you can either contact the artist directly or you can send a message to us. Act Locally Waco is our Instagram, and you can find our website at actlocallywaco.org, where we put out a weekly newsletter that you can subscribe to called The Whole Enchilada, and it gives you a list of events happening in our area, plus more commentary from yours truly. You can go subscribe to our weekly newsletter. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you know when we're going live every single morning. Read up on the blogs posted there, and then go do things in the community. Catch me outside. Let's go say hi to each other, see each other out there. I grew up in the time of phones and the internet, but it started with things like Heartthrob magazine, 17 magazine, and like all of these tabloids that I'd pick up in the grocery store and try and convince my mom to buy me. That only ever happened when there was a Taylor Swift spread, okay? If there were posters in the middle of Taylor, that magazine was going home with me. Otherwise, put it back. I've deleted most all of my personal socials by now because I am trying to live more in the moment, slow my life down, protect my peace. But one of the last pieces of social media that I have is TikTok, and that has been slow and brutal to get rid of. I have time limits set, okay? And guess what I'm doing when those time limits pop up? I am slamming that remind me in 15 button over and over and over again. I need to start actually paying attention to them so that I can, listen to all of these albums that I recommend you, watch all of these movies, and, read all of these books. All that to say, Title Tuesday feels like a day that I get to catch up and see what is happening in the world of Hollywood and celebrities, and all while sharing the best of it with you. So if you weren't with us yesterday, I bought a ton of bookshelves over the weekend, and I built them myself, and I fully stocked them with my favorite things. So obviously I'm in the mood to start with books.
Dude, check out this robe. This is the dude robe. It's perfect for after the shower, gym, or even the beach. This thing is awesome. It also has this super premium towel lining to dry you off right away. Dude, what are you waiting for? Get yourself a dude robe today.
Introducing Carnal Beef Jerky. Crafted by our chefs using techniques honed in the finest Michelin-starred restaurants. Taste true luxury.
Thanks for joining us. Join me tomorrow when I talk to the director of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation about this terrible disease, but the advancements that are being made in fighting it, and also a local walk that's going to help support it as well. You have a great day. Bye-bye.